So, you're thinking about buying your first home. It's supposed to be this super exciting time, right? But for most of us, it's also really overwhelming. So, today, we are going to cut through all that noise and give you a simple step by step roadmap to get you from just dreaming about a home to actually holding the keys. Let's dive in. And you know what? A lot of the time, it can feel like you're just rolling the dice, just hoping everything lands where it should. And if you feel that way, you are definitely not alone. So many first-time buyers have that exact same feeling, that uncertainty, that fear of making a massive mistake. But here's the thing, it doesn't have to be a game of chance. What if I told you that with a clear plan, a roadmap, you can actually take control of this process, make smart decisions, and stack those odds way, way in your favor? So how do we actually do that? Well, we've broken the entire messy process down into 5 simple, manageable phases. Think of this as your personal guide to get you from renter to homeowner and to do it with confidence. Okay, phase 1, and it's the big one, planning your money. Seriously, before you even think about looking at houses online, we have to talk about building your financial foundation. And I'm not kidding, this is probably the most crucial step in the entire journey. Okay, so here's the first big secret. You need to figure out what you can comfortably afford, not what a bank says they'll lend you. See, a lender might pre-approve you for a huge amount because all they see are the debts on your credit report. They have no idea you've got a daycare bill or that you're trying to save for retirement. Only you know the full picture of your finances. All right, to make this all make sense, let's just use a round number as an example. Let's say we're looking at a $300,000 house. Using this, we can really see how much cash you'll actually need to bring to the table. Now, everyone always talks about the down payment, right? But look at this. That's actually just one piece of the puzzle. For that $300,000 home, a 3.5% down payment is 10 and a half grand. But then you've got closing costs, which could be another $6,000 to $12,000, plus your inspection fee. Underestimating this total amount is one of the biggest mistakes first-time buyers make. So what in the world are closing costs? It sounds like this one giant mysterious fee, but it's not. It's really just a bundle of service fees from everyone involved in the sale. The lender, the appraiser who values the home, the title company, even the local county gets a piece for recording the deed. Okay, so once you've got a grip on your money situation, it's time to build your team. Think of it like this. You're the hero of this story, and every hero needs a couple of trusty sidekicks. That brings us to phase 2, assembling your pro team. You need 2 key players on your team. And listen, the order here is absolutely critical. You have to talk to a lender before you start talking to a real estate agent. Getting pre-approved first is like going to the grocery store with a wallet. It proves you're a serious buyer, and it tells your agent exactly what price range to look in. And please shop around. Don't just take the first offer you get. A lot of people worry, oh no, is this going to tank my credit score? But the system is actually built for this. You get about a 30 to 45-day window where all mortgage inquiries count as just one single hit to your score. And a tiny difference in the rate can save you tens of thousands of dollars. It's so worth it. All right, this next part is super important. Once you get that pre-approval letter, your finances basically go under a microscope until you close. So here's what you absolutely cannot do. Don't go finance a new car or a bunch of furniture. Don't quit your job. Don't shuffle big chunks of money around. And this one's weird. Don't even pay off old debts without talking to your lender because it can actually drop your score sometimes. Just freeze. All right, you've got your money figured out, you've got your team. Now for the fun part. Welcome to phase 3, the hunt and the offer. This is where you actually start looking for your house. But before you even start scrolling through listings, I want you to do this one thing. Sit down and make 2 lists. Your absolute needs, the non-negotiables, and then your wants. One buyer shared a story about how she needed 3 bedrooms, but she didn't think about the size of the rooms. After moving in, she realized her daughter's room was so small it could barely fit a bed. A list like this keeps you focused and prevents those kinds of regrets. And speaking of making choices you'll regret, here's a huge pitfall: buying when you're just plain exhausted or desperate. Another home buyer was so ready to leave her tiny apartment that she jumped on the first nice house she saw. It was only after she moved in that she realized the surrounding neighborhood wasn't what she wanted at all. Don't let that get me out of here feeling cloud your judgment.
So you found it. The one. When you go to make an offer, remember this. It's not just about the price tag. A strong offer has a lot of moving parts. You can negotiate for the seller to pay some of your closing costs, you can change the closing date, you can adjust the inspection timeline. All of these things are levers you can pull to make your offer more attractive, even if it's not the highest price.
Okay, deep breath. Your offer was accepted. That's amazing. But now you're heading into what is, not gonna lie, often the most nerve-wracking part of the whole thing. Phase 4, inspection and underwriting. This is about clearing those last few hurdles. First up, the home inspection. Think of this as getting a full physical for the house. And let me be really, really clear about this. You do not skip the home inspection, ever. I don't care if the house is brand new and sparkling, you get an inspection. It is your #1 tool for protecting this massive investment. And it's not enough to just get the report. You have to understand what it's telling you. Diana Marie shared this story that just breaks your heart. Her inspection report said the water here was old and should be looked at eventually. Well, a few months after she moved in, it burst and flooded her place. Having an expert, someone in your corner, to help you understand what's urgent and what's not, is priceless. Now, while all this inspection drama is happening, your lender is busy with underwriting. You're going to sign a mountain of paperwork, and you'll see this phrase over and over, owner occupancy. All this means is that you are legally promising to live in this house as your main home for at least the first year. It's a key requirement for most first-time homebuyer loans. And look, this isn't just some legal mumbo-jumbo they throw in there. Lying about this is a really, really big deal. If you say you're going to live there, but your plan all along was to rent it out, that's considered mortgage fraud, and the penalties are no joke. We're talking massive fines and even potential prison time. So just be honest, it's that simple. You did it. You survived underwriting, you navigated the inspection, you are so close. Welcome to the final phase, crossing the finish line. This is it, the final steps to getting those keys and starting your new life as a homeowner. The last few days before you get the keys are just a total whirlwind of excitement. You'll get what they call the clear to close from your lender. That's the green light. Then you'll do one last walkthrough of the house to make sure everything's perfect. And then it's closing day. You'll sign what feels like a million documents, and at the very end of it all, they hand you the keys. It's an amazing feeling. Congratulations, you are officially a homeowner. But before you get too comfortable, there are just a couple more things you need to know. First, your home purchase is public record, so get ready for a ton of junk mail. Some of it looks really official, but it's often a scam. Always double-check anything that asks for money with your lender. And remember, your monthly payment isn't set in stone. It can go up if your property taxes or insurance costs rise.
You know, buying your first home, it's such an incredible accomplishment. It's more than just a house. It's a foundation. It's a huge milestone for sure, but it's not the final destination. It's really just the beginning of a whole new chapter. So the only question left is, where will your journey as a homeowner take you?